Recently, I've stumbled upon a cryptocurrency that I believe has enormous potential. This project is COSS, which stands for Cryptocurrency One-Stop Solution. Simply stated, COSS aims to be the place that people buy, exchange, store, and use cryptocurrency. Currently, if you want to purchase any coin besides those available on Coinbase, you first have to buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Litecoin on Coinbase, send it to Binance or some other exchange, and then purchase the coin that you want. COSS wants to be a place where you can buy whatever cryptocurrency you want with cash. It wants to be a platform through which you can purchase commercial goods directly using cryptocurrency via their COSS credit cards. And it wants to be a platform through which merchants can accept cryptocurrencies in their own businesses. All in all, it's a very ambitious project. The main catch to the COSS cryptocurrency that makes it extremely valuable is the fact that 50% of all fees that COSS collects, whether it be through trading fees, credit card fees, payment gateway fees, etc., these are all distributed to the holders of the COSS token. That means if you hold COSS tokens each week, you are paid a share of the company's revenue. This, of course, is a great opportunity for passive income, something that investors are really fond of. So let's analyze the numbers behind the token and compare it to two other cryptocurrencies that are similar to it, KuCoin shares and Binance Coin. As you can see, COSS token is worth significantly less than either of these exchanges' coins. If it were to reach the same market cap as KuCoin shares, COSS, which is currently worth around 90 cents, would be worth around $10. If it were to reach the current market cap of Binance, it would be worth around $20. And if it were to reach the all-time high market cap of Binance, it would be worth over $38. Clearly, this coin has plenty of room for growth. So what is it that's holding COSS back? Clearly, you can see KuCoin and Binance are both well above COSS in terms of the volume on their exchanges. These numbers aren't completely accurate as volume on these exchanges varies greatly depending on the day, but typically COSS doesn't get anywhere north of $5 million traded per day, while KuCoin can exceed $200 million and Binance can reach well over $5 billion on good days. That's the reason COSS is such a cheap coin right now. It's a very small exchange with little volume. The coin offers very little value if there is little volume on the exchange, since more volume equals more fees, which means COSS holders receive more each week from the fee payment. The next question then is, why does COSS have such low volume compared to these other two exchanges? And what does COSS need to do to improve? I think the three main things an exchange needs to succeed in this space are an appealing interface, an excellent selection of cryptocurrencies, and a website that can handle a lot of traffic smoothly. Binance is amazing in all three of these respects. The user interface is fantastic and clean, with options for both beginner and advanced trading. They host an impressive selection of coins and even host a Coin of the Month vote, where the community gets to select which coin will be listed next on the exchange. I've never had an issue with the site being slow due to high traffic, and it always runs super smooth. All in all, Binance is just a fantastic exchange that really deserves all of the success it's seen. KuCoin is somewhat of an up-and-coming exchange that has seen a recent boom in volume. KuCoin has an awesome trading user interface that's probably even better than Binance's. I think the reason KuCoin has become more popular recently is because of the coins they've been listing. They've listed several new coins that have large communities behind them, which has caused a lot of new users to sign up for KuCoin and begin trading. But while the site is good looking and has a good assortment of coins being traded, it has seriously struggled with the traffic the site has received recently. It oftentimes takes several minutes to be able to log in, and sometimes you can't even view the balances in your wallet. This has improved recently and will probably continue to as the developers improve the website, but in my own experiences with KuCoin, the site has been slow and frustrating. Now moving on to COSS. Honestly, COSS is mediocre at best in all three of these categories. They have recently upgraded their UI and it is significantly better than the previous version. But even though it has improved recently and continues to improve each week, I believe it still lacks in comparison to Binance and KuCoin's UIs. COSS actually does hold a decent selection of coins, although there are very few coins on COSS that you can't get at another exchange with higher volumes being traded. There's a lot of room for growth in the coin selection, but it's not too bad currently. The main problem that COSS has right now, though, is how poorly it deals with high volumes of users. In the few times that COSS has received a lot of traffic, the website has basically been unusable. When COSS released its new UI in January, the volume peaked at around 11.25 million. This is only a small fraction of the volume that both KuCoin and Binance experience. And in that time period, I was unable to trade on COSS. The website took forever to load anything, and while investors were excited by the new interface, the poor engine behind the website quickly drove them away. I will say that since then, the website has been running much smoother. I believe that's partly because the volume on the site has been much lower, but it's also because of some of the updates the team has been putting out. So now that we've laid out all of the problems holding COSS back, let's talk about what they're doing to fix these issues, and why I believe COSS is such an amazing investment opportunity. First, we have to realize that the issues with the UI and site traffic are simply problems that can be solved through better development. Recently, COSS has been hiring some very highly qualified developers to join the team to continue to improve the UI, as well as upgrade the engine to be able to handle much higher levels of volume. Rune, the founder of COSS, has been very transparent with the community about the developers he's hired. He posts weekly updates on Medium, and there he lists the new people he has hired along with their qualifications. These individuals are quite impressive, and I highly recommend that you read through his posts and research these individuals for yourself. Their most impressive new hire, Mong Swan Yi, whose name I'm probably mispronouncing, is essentially COSS's new CTO, and recently she was interviewed about the exchange and how they're looking to improve it. Please read the entire interview for yourself if you're interested in investing in COSS, but I've read through it, and she seems quite optimistic and realistic about what they can accomplish. In her past, she developed an engine for B-Loyalty that could handle a volume of around 5 million users, which Mong claims is about the same volume that Binance's engine can handle. She believes that with gradual small improvements to the site over time, as opposed to a big update in several months, they will be able to deliver an engine that can handle that high level of volume. After reading through the interview with her, even I, who is a very skeptical and critical investor, was convinced that COSS is going to deliver a site that looks fantastic and can handle millions of users. One thing I love about the COSS token is that unlike other cryptocurrencies whose values are primarily speculative, COSS's value is directly tied to the volume of the exchange. In other words, the more volume there is, the more the token is going to cost. You can see that relationship in this graph. As you can see, when the volume of the exchange increases, so does the value of the COSS token. This makes predicting the value of the COSS token in the future much easier than predicting the value of, let's just say, Bitcoin. If the volume on COSS increases tenfold, the value of the token is likely going to increase around that much, within a certain margin of error, of course. More volume equals higher dividend payouts, which equals a higher COSS value. This is very similar to stocks, in fact, as the price of a stock is often proportional to the dividend it pays out. So long story short, if COSS can increase their volume, the price of the token is going to follow. That brings me to the number one reason I believe in COSS. They're about to introduce fiat pairings. That means you can buy cryptocurrencies directly with your US dollars. Initially, they're only offering Bitcoin and Ethereum pairings with US dollars, euros, and Singapore dollars through credit card deposits. And they're only offering this to customers to comply with the Know Your Customer policies that they're going to announce soon. However, they do intend to open up more pairings with more fiat currencies, as well as allow bank wire transfers. Currently, there are very few places that you can purchase cryptocurrencies for fiat, such as Coinbase. Coinbase is fairly disliked in the crypto community due to their high fees, the ridiculous amount of time it takes to actually receive your cryptos after purchasing, poor and slow customer service, as well as recent issues with them overcharging bank accounts. COSS is looking to be a competitor to Coinbase, and as long as they are able to offer lower fees, more fiat pairings, and better customer service, they are likely going to attract a lot of Coinbase's current customers. Depending on the details of fiat pairings like the fees, the know your customer requirements, maximum spending limits, etc., the fiat pairings have extreme potential to dramatically increase COSS's volume. So let's say you want to buy an altcoin like Substratum today. Right now, you would need to buy Bitcoin on Coinbase while paying them a fee, which you may not receive for another week. Then you need to transfer that Bitcoin over to Binance, paying a fee for the transaction, and then you can buy your Substratum. Have any of you ever gone through the nightmare of teaching someone new to crypto how to buy an altcoin? The process is unnecessarily complex, and COSS is trying to simplify it all. In March, COSS will be the exchange where you can buy Bitcoin and then trade it for Substratum instantly. No need for any kind of transfers. And eventually, COSS is aiming to be the place where you can just buy Substratum for fiat directly. So I look at all of this and I ask myself, do I really think that the volume on COSS is going to stay this low? And if it does increase, how high could it go? I truly believe that COSS is about to see an enormous influx of volume after the implementation of the upgraded engine and UI and fiat pairings. But how high is it going to go? $50 million? $250 million? $1 billion? $5 billion? I really have no idea. But I do know that however many times the volume on the site multiplies, the cost of the token is going to mirror it. So if the volume goes from $2 million to $20 million, which is a really reasonable prediction, I fully expect a $10 token. $200 million would get us to a $100 token, and $2 billion would get us to a $1,000 token. Keep in mind that currently, COSS isn't even a $1 coin. So even at a bare minimum of $20 million in daily volume, you're looking at a 10x increase in token price. That's why I believe that COSS has more potential than I've ever seen in a coin. If you want to toy around with the numbers and see how the future volume will impact the price of the coin and the weekly payouts you would receive, I definitely recommend checking out cosscalc.com and cossstats.com. Remember, I'm no financial advisor or expert, so don't take this as financial advice. Honestly, I'm fairly new to this, and I have a ton to learn. Also keep in mind that I'm invested in COSS, and for that reason I'm definitely biased. However, I just feel that this project has so much potential that I have to share it with anyone I can. Please research this project as much as possible before even considering investing in it yourself, and realize that while it does have enormous potential, it totally has the chance to fail miserably. There are a lot of exchanges in the crypto space, and they are all in close competition with one another. With that said, thanks for watching this video, and good luck with your investments.